sinyalku hilang
Todavía
juga
nos
loh.
confirman
Sí.
que había tiempo muerto pedido
Emang
por
ada
Team
main
Heretics,
EVOS?
Pues ya
Tadi
veremos,
kan
muertos.
El Clasico.
Heretics tiene los dos.
Besok,
Tenemos todavía
anjir.
Fanatics, si no me falla
Oh
la memoria.
iya, besok.
Así que veremos cómo sigue avanzando esta
Ini orang
situación
fanatik
de
yang
partido.
ini siapa
Pero
ya?
con el 9-8
Sebelahnya orang
después de
botak
la
itu,
eco,
Cok.
Emea ha
Giginya
vuelto a la
kuning
ilusión, ¿no?
banget anjing.
Después de
Keseringan
meter la
ngopi
eco-
kayaknya.
No,
Apa
es que es la
ngerokok
mezcla
ya?
de las dos cosas. Es la
Oh,
mezcla de la
Chronic,
eco,
no.
es la mezcla también de que Benchifici aparece
Sebelah kanan apa sebelah kiri?
Es,
Sebelah kanannya.
al fin y al cabo, claro.
Chronic. Orang Rusia itu
Muchas
di
veces yo
gos
cuando me
pakai
pongo a comparar a
taring
los
beruang
equipos,
tuh Gigi.
sí que te entiendo un poco, ¿no?
Ah,
A pensar
sebelahnya
que el
orang
poder
botak
que-
itu loh.
que le
Al
da
Fajar ya itu ya
Benchifici,
botak ya.
tal y como viene para estos playoffs al conjunto
Yang botak
pues,
derke
es,
bang, Al-Fajar
digamos,
lebat rambutnya bang.
Oh, iya,
que
salah.
el poder que le da Leo a Fnatic.
Tak pikir yang botak itu Al Fajar.
Heretics todavía
Aku
podría hacer
identik
mucho
orang botak.
sin Benchifici, aunque evidentemente no hubiera llegado tan lejos.
Bang
quizá,
itu yang
pero
botak
bueno,
mukanya nggak ada
lo que
arap-arapnya
está
bang.
haciendo.
Oh,
También hay otros jugadores
iya,
que
Cok.
valen
Oh,
mucho
itu
la
yang
pena,
Arab
¿no?
tuh. Iya, iya.
También es cierto
Sorry.
que por el otro lado Fnatic últimamente hay momentos que digo, es que si no
Ah,
los
mending
juego,
kau yang
no
selfie
ganan.
biar kita bareng ngeliat.
Directamente, ¿no?
Aku
Como
masih
que
ngeliat orang
siento que
gendut ini loh.
podrían hacer un poco menos de lo que han hecho sin Leo en estos últimos
Emang
enfrentamientos.
share screen di mana,
Pero
Cok?
también es cierto que
Nirmala nonton di
para
mana
lo que
anjir kok bisa
respecta
telat tuh?
particularmente a estas últimas rondas,
Twitch
la jugada de Real
Spanyol.
Challenge ha sido absolutamente clave.
Es
Sin
increíble.
eso, para mí, que
Yang
que
bahasa
gana
Spanyol.
directamente.
Es que no sé cuál tiene que haber sido
Aku
el
gak
call
nonton di Twitch sih.
para que ambos
Nonton di mana?
supieran que había tres jugadores en
YouTube.
la parte superior de top B para que llegara la stun de Riets y con la
Emea
stun 20 se abriera
lagi
para sacar
lagi
dos
kacau
kills,
soalnya.
con Riens acabar con el que estaba en main y al tercero acabar deleteando
Twitch-nya.
Benji. O sea, no sé
Nonton
cuál
YouTube
puede haber
aja
sido
Cok,
el
biar
call, pero sí
sama.
que
Nir.
sabían,
aja ke YouTube.
creo que era Boot el que sabía que Leo
Cepat,
estaba
Nir.
pusheado,
Ngikut
pero
nih
que había
kata-kata
otros dos jugadores más
sepuhnya.
allí.
Paling tua kan dia? Oh enggak ada Enji, Cok.
Well, basically, if you look at any predictions, including my own, we would talk about, oh, who's going to be the team going to all those internationals with? Like, that was always the talk. Them missing it at kickoff was genuinely mind-blowing. Like, I think that completely switched the script on how this year was going to go.
Chronicle.
And if we're being honest, Heretics were right near the bottom of everyone's list because you had a lot of youngsters. They were going to have a lot of problems straight off the rip because they weren't able to have Woot playing because he wasn't old enough. That's another thing that's crazy. Like, we're talking about what? This is his... Is it what, 5th game with the roster? Yeah. It doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like he's been a mainstay within the league. A little bit of a quieter game here today, probably because he's been using the Odin, which I don't know. I'll be honest.
I'm not sure. Whoa, hold on.
I think it's good for a lot of people when you are the
Lama
Turkish
banget,
aimer,
Cok,
when you're the guy who
teknikalnya,
hits
Cok.
every
Mantap.
one tap.
Blink
Don't use the
habis.
Odin.
Wouldn't you say Dirk is that guy though? Not the Turkish part, but the other bits. And he uses it pretty well. Maybe he just needs to learn to use it. Don't say like me with the Aries. I don't want to hear it.
I don't know. I think Woot has himself the better headshot percentage. I haven't looked, but I'm confident in
Okay,
it.
it's on the desk did this a while ago. I want to ask you, who'd win in a 1v1?
Who? Woot or Durka?
Woot or Durka?
Woot.
You're confident in
All
that?
in. All
Your
in.
bald brother thrown under the
Turkish
bus.
aim.
All right. No, I'm glad I got to see what kind of person you really are. We learned it here today. Well, Tom, this has been a bit of an extended pause. This is never good. Just seeing us in general.
Ya, pause lagi.
These things happen, Tom. What can we do? I believe that this pause is going to go a little bit longer. Bit of an
Dia aku berak
extendable
dulu.
while they work on things in the background. We'll get you more info on that in a little bit. Thank you to the folks coming out to sit with us here in the stadium. For now,
lama
we're
ini
sending it to the
lagi
other
dong.
side of the stadium, to our analyst desk. We're going to fill you in for a little bit. Enjoy, folks.
Thank you
Wow,
so
lama
much.
udah.
Yeah, let's talk about what already happened thus far in this match. Heretics are starting to pick up speed, pulling back after losing both pistol rounds. They've actually managed to gain some rounds after that.
Yeah, exactly. Tom
lama
was
din.
talking about it. It's already a good statement, a good fact that you win both pistols. If you even manage to convert those bonus rounds, it's even better for Fnatic. But Team Heretics, on the other side, does not look defeated at all. It's not like they lost hope. I think that Neil, for example, had a very, very good pause. It also makes you think of the solutions that they tried and find during their attack side, right?
It really does. I mean, I think it's insane that you have Fnatic starting out like 4-0, ends up being a 5-1, and then the half ties up 6-6. Says a lot about what Heretics are bringing to the table with the adjustments that they're making, even putting Benji Fishy on that operator to lock down that seaside over towards Mound, giving more of that opportunity for that secondary calling, for the rotations after Heretics were making so much noise over towards A, even pushing and pulling over at that B side as well and drawing those rotations away.
And even hoping at some point, right? Because one of the problems is they were finding onto C was Alpha Year having brilliant setups that were slowing them down a lot. A lot of voting plays because obviously Mitch is on the house, so they just have to run a lot of. Yeah, it is. Okay. He loves it. He loves it. He loves the arrows more though. But yeah, I think that it's been happening for a very long time. How the Odin's been using this in this map. I think we understand why, especially after seeing Dirk satcheling in with it.
Yeah, I mean, especially like as that counter over towards like the ledge that you have on the C side, on towards top site, it's so wall bangable with those classic plant spots there on default. Yeah. But then you also have to consider the fact that I believe in one of those interviews as well that we had with Fnatic over this past week was them chatting about the fact that they're just throwing everyone on the Odin now, so you kind of have to guess as to who's actually holding it. I know, it's insane. I don't think we ever really expected Durka to be satcheling in as a Raze with this gun.
So here's the thing, Zoe, to give you a little bit more context, so you understand that it's not only that it does damage across the walls, and for also people that might not understand why it's so powerful in some of the instances. In most of those entryways, you need to think that they have a Killjoy and a Viper. So the Viper molly applies vulnerable. So for a few seconds, they take 4 times as the damage that they would take, right? So if you, for example, at the beginning of the round, want to take that angle, if you combo it with one of those mollies, you would, most likely deal a little damage, maybe even get that kill. With the Killjoy, the alarm bot, if it triggers and catches someone, the same vulnerability is applied. So it is a lot of damage, and that's what we, besides the fact that it can shoot through walls and helps very much retaking spaces and helping with the post-one, there is a lot of other reasons why the Odin is so good in this map.
I'm pretty sure we haven't seen the last of it. We're now getting ready to get back into the game anytime soon, and for all the action once again, of course, we're going to hand it over to Mitch and Tom. Take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, folks. Appreciate you stepping in to fill that. Take a little bit of weight off our back. Now, as we move back into the game fairly soon, seems our pause has already subsided. Players have their issues fixed. And we're about to see Team Heretics attempt a crazy comeback. They've been behind. Fnatic seem to have everything.
One whole round.
But this is the thing, before that, they're 5-1 down. Fnatic slow a little bit on the gas, and Heretics catch back up. Then Fnatic win the pistol. They get that little injection of rounds. It's 9-6. It's again looking like they're just going to run away with it. And on an eco round, they find a win. They follow it up with a beautiful buy round, and now a chance to equalize things all the way. Fnatic's control over this map is starting to wane. And for Heretics, a little bit of aggression to Mound, a little bit of aggression to Rubble. They're spotting these players early to look for their stances, but Fnatic poking and prodding around this B area for some counter spams from Boaster to deny that C aggression. Hasn't done a lot of damage, but I love and applaud the idea.
Much slower take at this point. Chips being moved, Benji still spotting. Seems like they're heading into the heavier stack site. Of course, with the broken door already being open, gives opportunities to sort of switch back quickly.
My ultimate is ready.
And more importantly, having that lockdown, getting that orb early is going to mean that they can try and clear things out. A little bit of extra information already for Boaster, but that might just be attempted as a ruse. It does seem like they're going to fight into this, though.
Well, the lockdown at this point should send Heretics back in the other direction. There will be a late stun put through to try to slow their push, delay that advance. Doesn't seem to do too much. Fnatic are in. Plant is being secured as we speak. Big swing, though. Heretics are going to attempt it. The stun has pushed them away from that plant. In goes Durka. Good. He's out for free. They still need the plant, but with the nade exploding right now, they should have plenty of time. Benji trying to get the door to the side. Big kill from Miniboo. Durka's low. Oh, and Durka's down. Chronicles in the same position. What a shot! Benji's doing it again. 3 kills already. The last man standing, Boaster with a big old gun. So damage done to each player makes it somewhat easier. He has to find it. Benji's up top. 4 kill the round. He might need another pause to cool down, as they've just equalized on Fnatic.
I can't believe it.
Orang itu harus mati dulu sih, Cok.
In the last half, a
Sebelum
2v5
mau
on the C
ini,
side.
orang itu harus mati dulu, Cok.
And I was saying you can't afford to let rounds like that slip. And now Heretics have done exactly the same the other way around. And Benji Fishy is at the heart of it. They came into this season picking up young Turkish superstars, picking up Miniboo, one of the better duelists in the tier 2, and picking up a Fortnite guy who went into streaming and then came through the tier 2 as well. And at the moment, he's looking like their best player. It's truly impressive how good he has been. And Fnatic have now had to take their own pause going, all right, guys, we can't allow to let rounds like that slip away.
I remember a long time ago, looking at Benji as a player, mentality and ability in other games, but it's hard to imagine it translating well. I had faith, Tom. I had faith he'd be a good player.
Not this
but
much
he's
faith.
a bloody great player. It's unfathomable to be able to compete at the top level in so many different sports, so many different ways. 18-10 up against one of the best teams in the world at a time, uncontestedly the best.
Kill Benji.
Yeah, Benji.
Fishy as soon as possible.
Check Benji Fishy buyout.
Check Benji Fishy PC. Maybe that's what the tech pause was for. Are you sure he's legit?
I'll be honest, I'm the one that called it. I had to see. I had to see, but we've been assured. The man's playing the game fairly, but it doesn't look
Menang
like
lagi
it.
roundnya,
9-9.
Ah.
Tied up after pistol wins and follow-throughs. Fnatic are now no
Terakhir sih
longer
dia
in the lead.
udah
And
nyantai-nyantai
not
aja.
even in a good position economically. Stingers ×4 in play and a Guardian for Alfier. But a big rocket in the back pocket. That could be what turns the tide of the round in Durka's favor.
Looks like again, gonna have this early brawl. Spam has almost killed Chronicle. He's on his last legs already. Durka has just gone. He has sent it straight into the
Temanku
base.
pakai Odin di sini nggak gitu nyepam
Space
musuh.
has been taken. Nade will slow any form of rotation for now.
Sent them back out to
And
the
even
players.
Paranoia is decent, but it doesn't even matter.
Jangan banget Durka.
It's just going to be the 2 kills coming through. Corner cleared as
Malah
well.
mencet
For Woot with
iklan,
Minibo
anjing,
alongside
anjing.
him. Any danger in this round, they have dealt with it. They have dodged it.
Gacor, sisa Leo doang.
While Leo I'd have been impressed to be managed to get that kill. And Andaluthia flawless to put them in the lead, Mitch.
I'll give the applaud to Fnatic in this round for at least having great ideas. Did it work? No, quite clearly not. But the idea to have Durka go aggressively on B, start to get those players who are pushing up rubble every round to come back to start that support play, and then the nade goes through. It forces them back. Well, it forces them to move
Fanatic ini
forward,
kalau menang
unfortunately,
Benji
but
Fishy
the rest of
matiin
them go
dulu
back
tuh.
straight into 3 players who were pushing up on A. Whether you want to blame it on weaker weapons or what I've seen is shots hit again and again by Heretics, they find the win. They put it now 10-9, a 1-round lead, and an aggressive stance that is denied by Durka.
We've seen these 2 battle and brawl throughout the match.
Ini Durka.
I will say Durka's come out on top most of the time. I don't mind it though, it's disruptive from Heretics. It leaves them a man down, however. Around where Fnatic are coming in with the buy, they've still got that showstopper from the last. Leo is 1 away as well, so I assume he's going to be the one taking the orb here to get that Nightfall. Nightfall showstopper, one of the nastiest combinations, just because of the fact that you can get that information. They may not even need it. They're going straight through, just putting that
Ayo,
pressure
Bang
onto
Benji.
Benji. Fact is though, he's just holding for now.
Ulti dah. Ulti dah.
Patient playing, he
Shane
knows
is
he's
there.
got backup. They can't push up without someone spotting. Rianne's caught behind the wall, the Nightfall in. And the Nightfall in on the other side as well. Even footing for these players. Showstopper pop by Durka, looking for someone spots. The trails and the shot is good. Boo is down. Benji Fishy only good for 1. It's a much better round from Fnatic now with full control.
Tuh, Benji mati
Apakah
amat.
benar?
Angle to fight through a Viper orb.
Anjing,
Almost take down the
mati
Viper.
loh.
35 HP left on Chronicle. It seems somewhat doable. They need to
Yeah.
find these opening picks. That's a good one with a stun right after. Rianne's moving around the snakebite that just faded.
Ih, serem banget, Cok.
But no flashes for him. A Prowler for Wood is all they've got to work with. One flash could make all the difference.
Swing.
Instead,
Yeah.
it has to be dry peaks and fights that will not be won.
Yeah,
Guaranteed by
man.
Durka. His 4th kill onto Rianne's. As we equalize things yet again.
Absen dulu, Mang.
Fantastic game. Now moves himself up to the top of the board, 21-14, but a lot of this round was off him alone,
Flash out.
like finding that opener. He then takes the space. I really like the way they use the Nightfall, because a lot of the time you're going to have Nightfall in, and he'll chase it with the showstopper. If there's no one there, you've used 2 ults, and you got the site. Okay, you got the site. But instead, he takes the space of the site, just off his own back, and then they put the Nightfall through, so he guarantees a kill. He knows there's going to be someone there. They're not going to allow them to have that site for free. Slightly delayed take, but it works for them. Still, Heretics have been climbing back. Finance is still good. And now they have that operator onto Minibu. Woot, though, is going to come under some serious pressure. Not with the Odin this time, however, so he's taking a bit more of a risk with some of the angles. He's won that one out. I don't know if he's going to be able to escape from here. That's going to be much more difficult. Everything being thrown into that.
Ya, mati cok sama
Yeah, just a straight shot needed to put him low enough for the snake bite to finish.
Keserempet peluru
Especially
itu, makanya langsung
that little vulnerability applied. So one downside, right, of having that player there, even if it's Mini Boo, he can blast back out. You'll often see Jets there. You'll see Boo. I think actually going to Fnatic, Boaster was the player in those positions because he had the Shrouded Step just to bail. But even with smokes up, it's not going to be enough a lot of the time. Team Heretics fill in the space of the player lost with 2 towards the A site. B site double stacked up on as well, despite the camera being there to spot. And all the while, Fnatic have set their sights on the wide open site, the undefended one on C, and the post plant has been strong for this squad.
They don't even have information. Normally you might have a cam around this position, but instead it's set outside. They're almost forced into the retake. Now they do have the showstopper. Now that's going to be good to clear some of the positions. Nade, Boombot available, flashes, aftershock, and a couple of smokes. So there's a hell of a lot of utility available in this scenario for Heretics to use. But just look at where Fnatic are going. They're almost playing completely outside of the site.
And for good reason. That showstopper is about to be used. Mini Boo now won't find any easy targets. Even swinging in towards Mound, it's a hard angle to hit them from. Goes for the wall in the back. Even if it does damage, it's not enough. Shot not landed. Boaster on the double. Chronicle showing up here. And Mini Boo's all alone. 1v3 up in hand. It's not the weapon for this fight. And it's not a situation he sees as winnable. Running away to save the weapon. Fnatic have claimed themselves an 11 and the lead back in their hands.
Good overall calls in this round. Like, that was firstly the rotation to find the gap in the first place, to get into the C site, with the Heretics gambling on the other 2. Then the read of the showstopper being such a high impact ult to play from outside of the site. And then the second it's fired off, just the re-aggression to make sure nobody can get anywhere near that defusal. Good round from Fnatic, but was starting to look a little bit dangerous. Now has them back in the lead, back in control. And although they kept that operator through, there's still going to be a few issues when it comes to the finances for Heretics.
That there most certainly are. None more so than their support player, Rians. He's coming in with a full belt of utility, but a Sheriff to work with. He shouldn't be the one fighting first anyway, so... Oh, this paranoia. It's absolutely perfect. It's pushed them back. It's denied the aggression. It's burned a flash out of Rians as well. The aftershock even used. A lot of utility out of the hands of Heretics for no real control. They haven't got rubble. In fact, they realize they have to concede it.
Definitely leaves them with a problem. They put Mini Boo in space over on C just to make sure that Fnatic can't go for the same rotation. Actually, looking like they're going to push up on B as well. They really don't want to just sit back and let the ground go the other way. But even with the 2-man setup, Alfia is able to spray down both. It leaves that B site wide open. It leaves Mini Boo walking up. And if they go back here, they might just walk directly into him. But with an operator from this position, how many kills he can expect to get?
Well, nothing, as they're not even walking towards him. The B site now turns into the threat for Fnatic. Smoke to the left side, smoke up top. Only right that they've got to clear. And now with the door open, a potential challenger steps up, Mini Boo. But the AWP will not be given a chance just yet. They wait for the door to close, but he's going to swing it right back open. Even still, Dirk has already bypassed him, caught himself a kill. Now Mini Boo doesn't want that fight, but the door being open betrays him. Leaves Alfia the chance to shut him down and put 12 on the board for Fnatic. Now 2 in a row for Heretics. Just to claim an overtime. It seems unlikely, but they've done it before from worse positions.
Oh, and Andaluthia applause as well, though, for Fnatic. This was unfortunate. They hit the headshot, and then every other bullet goes astray. But from then onwards, Fnatic were in complete control.
Nice, Alpha.
Not letting any more of the rounds slip that we saw earlier. And you even look at the ultimates, they're definitely in their favor. A couple of orbs will get that lockdown again. A Viper's Pit as well. You have to feel like Fnatic have what it takes to force this over the line, but it's safe to say Heretics are not going to give this one up without a fight.
I got the spike.
This is dangerous. We saw the orb picked up by Alfia. If they claim site control, he'll be planting. And they'll be finding themselves A nice lockdown afterwards to push these players out of position, buy more time. Durka shut
Dapat
down,
lagi
and so
dong.
too is Chronicle. No Viper's Pit anymore.
Ya
Woot
udah ini.
onto Boaster as well, and never mind the plant. They can't even get on the site. A jump up top now leaves Leo surrounded and shut down. And right when they're backed into a corner, Heretics answer up 11 rounds now, just one for that overtime.
It's just ridiculous after losing 3 rounds in a row. It's just an Andaluthia flawless that brings them back into the game again. They're definitely getting their money's worth today because we've had quite a few of these rounds. Benji as well, just a pixel is all he needed. The flash comes in just seconds later, but he's still able to find the frag. 21 and 13 up there and out. But you've also got Chronicle and Durka. They come in with the better ults. They still come in with the rifles. All Fnatic needs is one.
Well, it's either been a dominant victory on this map or overtimes for Fnatic. This is their chance for a 13-11, a regulation win. Previously, I believe it was 15-17 in favor of Heretics when it got to that OT. They turned up when they needed to. Lockdown is used in this round as we see Fnatic take control, but look how quickly Heretics are right back into the fight, and they're winning every duel! 3 kills already! And it looks like Fnatic are set for another overtime on this map. It's a nightmare for them. Even with the pistols and the follow-ups, they can't put it across the line in regulation. Short of a big clutch from Leo and Alphayer, it's going to be the case yet again. 55 seconds, spike down on B. No real utility to get them through. If that reveal even manages to find a player, I'd be surprised. There's 4 guns on the site ready to fire.
Pull off something truly absurd, and it is not even going to be remotely close. OT on map number 1. Both these teams able to dig deep when it seemed like they needed it most. And honestly, this map has been an absolute banger. It seems to just swap on so many occasions of who is going to be dominating, who's going to be in the league. Because a lot of these rounds have been squeaky clean. And there's been so many as well that could have been, and then resulted in a 2v5 or a 2v4. Both teams have managed to pull off those sort of rounds, and now heading into OT. Those are all that matters. Who's going to step up the biggest? Everything that's happened throughout, be it pistol rounds, follow-up rounds, even bonus rounds, all of that is irrelevant. All that matters is who wins by 2.
A wise man once said, the past can be a great teacher. Here's where you've got to apply everything that you've learned. And those spams are near perfect from Woot this time. Durka down to 58 HP.
Still revealing though.
Yeah, it's surprising to see him still spamming right back. It's only a matter of time before Woot's in that position up top on platform to fire right back. Durka predicted it and actually spammed it ahead of time. We're getting into the mind game territory with these Odins. But they're not worried about Durka anymore. They know they're all in safe positions, waiting for the wider peak. Eventually, you've only got 300 bullets. I mean, it's a lot of bullets, but you're running out of them by spamming them all around. Someone has to peek and confirm there's still players here. The Prowler is the one to do it in this case. Durka, it's so close.
Oh, it's so risky though. When you're this low on HP, but he gets the kill anyway. Escape. He should have been dead to rights, and eventually he will be. He has a teammate there. Rosa's not able to capitalize, but he eventually gets one. Still though, just going to be those trade-outs. Boo left on just 10 HP, but the aggression of Woot with his Odin is not going to stop. He's stuck in the mud though. Already, the trades just continue, leaving things back into a 2 versus 2. Chronicle taking the angle earlier than expected. Now Woot is left to try and clutch this out. Still, that Odin in hand. He knows exactly where Chronicle is. And if Chronicle peeks, he still hits the shot! So clean with it in these moments. And that will be Fnatic taking the lead just about by a whisker.
Just about indeed. This could be the first time they take it in OT. Like I said, they either smash a team or they lose in overtime. For Heretics, they'll hope to lean back on that history. But this play from Durka, ambitious, and it worked out. It pulled them into the site. In all these fights where Boaster's able to pick up that one more great reveal. It's good to see Leo following up on his own utility.
One more now
for Fnatic to be going into Breeze, their map pick, with the advantage already under their belt.
Back onto the attack. That's quite
sama aku
funny,
engine udah
really,
tidur,
that
Cak.
I'm saying buy rounds.
Percaya sama aku engine udah tidur, Cak.
You lose the first 3 rounds of each half and still take it to OT. But that's the thing with Fnatic. They're always the best in the late game. You might be able to get it all the way to 12. When Fnatic are in the server, that's completely irrelevant. Boot up close. Position going to be revealed. Getting out of here is not going to be easy. The paranoia is good. He doesn't have any plans to get out of here. He's trying to stick around. In fact, he's got a couple. Almost disrespectful. They expected him to try and retreat, but he wants to take this round into his own hands. They are still trying to deal with him. And in the meantime, the rest of the squad has arrived.
Bro bikin lama.
That smoke as well sectioned off these players. Let the fight be taken deeper, and with kills under his belt, Rianz has the ult to work with on the orb. Easy stuff with the rolling thunder, and almost an Andalusia flawless Rianz going down, but hey, I don't think they're going to care too much. 13-13, and they get another swing at this.
I think it's just absurd as well. Like, you can't really blame Fnatic for not expecting him to try to retreat.
At all.
I think there might have even been a moment in their mind where they went, oh, he must have got out.
Well, it wasn't even that. You saw Boo. Because he'd been hit by the paranoia, he thought, oh, he's probably using this to Shrouded Step up top. Yeah. It's either away or up top. So I'm going to look up top. He comes out of the smoke, looking up there, gets shot in the side of the head. Guy is still stood in the same place he was. It's ridiculous. But he made the decision. At some point, running away will just give them the opportunity to chase you. I don't know that there will be teammates close enough by to help out in that fight. Instead, he stands his ground, fight for the cause, and well, he doesn't even
Bangun bang booster.
In his head,
Cocok di heretic loh, Cok. 2 digit semua.
Get confident in his ability to hit those shots. He's 16 and 16. He has been going 1 for 1 the entire game, so it's understandable.
Booster masih 1 digit, Cok, sama kayak aku, Cok, kalau main, Cok. Booster.
One of the coaches that's been able to make
Banyak nyimeng,
Masters events with multiple different teams. Weber being alongside him in it. This duo has definitely proven themselves over this season as a powerful coaching duo. The fact is, what have they got for us here? Because the same can be said on the other side. Elmer Putty alongside Mini will definitely have some ideas. The operator is going to be in for Durka. Now, of course, this is a sacrifice of shield, so it definitely has its risks about it.
Cover going out.
Boo's not afraid to go for that challenge up and around Rubble.
Toxins going up.
Spams haven't yet started. Chronicle a little bit more patient with it than what we've seen from Durka. Letting these players get close, waiting for a step to be made. And there it goes, rattling away. Same old play that you're up against here for Team Heretics, they know. And this one's typically played out.
Okay.
Benji very aware of the player in the corner, but he's just lurking up to destroy utility to cause headaches. Make sure if there isn't someone on B that there has to be. They'll rotate in, but in the meantime, take a look at that defensive positioning from Leo. He's moving away from B heaven, moving instead towards A, popping his reveal here, but they've waited it out. A good sense of how Fnatic like to play this defensive side. They've watched them and how they like to breathe these rounds, and so far, everything's going according to plan for Heretics. The dash in is perfect. In fact, the flash might even have just revealed him for Miniboo. 5 versus 4, Chronicle surrounded and taken down, and the sight is there for Heretics. There's nothing Fnatic can do but hit for another 2v5.
With Nightfall, there's not going to be any surprises. Alpha does get an opportunity. Nice shot from Durka. As said, no shields to play with, so he's even lower than you might expect, considering he hasn't taken any battles. First goes his way, but the trade is immediate. No chance to find a gap in the armor of Heretics. They'll take themselves the lead. Now their opportunity to convert.
There were a few points along the way here, Tom, where I was close to saying hope was fading for Heretics. 5-1, pistol round at third in the second half as well. The 9-6 lead.
They might call you a heretic for that.
Cancok yel-yelnya gitu terus, Cok. Let's go Heretic.
They've somehow kept themselves
Let's go Heretic.
Yang
lain dong, Bang.
You have to give yourself hope. And look, they've done that one more round to claim their map pick and put Fnatic into a very familiar situation with an OT loss on Lotus.
Coachnya harus diganti, Cok.
The only time they won an OT was actually back at kickoff. Since then, it hasn't gone in their favor. That was versus Vitality in one of the first matches we saw. For now, at least, it is definitely looking like the opportunity is sat in Heretics court. They've been good on this defensive side. One of the major problems is the fact that when it comes down to that C side, getting through Benji has not been easy. Like, honestly, he is proven to be an absolute master of the Cypher. One of the best in the region without a doubt, maybe one of the best in the world. We'll have to wait and see. Both teams, of course, already booking their tickets. It's all about that final. And that's the thing, like getting into the final, having that upper bracket advantage, and more importantly, the new thing of getting to choose your opponent.
Yeah, we don't know how
it's going to be so interesting to see, like, winning the region actually having some real value for the teams. Okay, the points are cool.
Yeah.
But they have the same points value as kickoff, so they'll be matching up to the likes of KC.
It'll be interesting as well to see, because to my knowledge at least, there's the video
kuncinya di poster, Cok. Poster mati duluan kalah, Cok, Fnatic.
There'll be more information later. So I'm not entirely sure how that's even going to pan out in terms of if 4 teams come in as the top seed of the region and say, hey, I pick the same team. What happens? How does it work? Is there a priority system? Is it RNG over who gets first pick? Or is it a favors list? Could be many other options as well. But these teams, they don't know exactly what they're competing for just yet. All they know is they need those wins under their belt to give them the best possible chance to push forward on the international scene and here in regional. Already locked in for Shanghai, both of these squads. The pressure's off in terms of elimination, but a road straight to grand finals would be much appreciated by either squad, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm also certain as well that, especially for the Heretic side, if there's a trophy on the line, they're gonna want to be the ones lifting it, especially after kickoff, falling in the final after losing to a team they already beat. I don't think they're gonna want to allow that to happen again. So getting that first spot, it's gonna be integral, and you also have to bear in mind the teams that are down in the lower bracket. Like, you're looking at KC, you're looking at Foot, teams that both of these teams have had to play throughout the season, teams that are solid. And I think, to be honest, a couple that maybe in the terms of Foot had a little bit of an off day yesterday. We know the sort of performances they've been bringing all season. One of the 2 teams that managed to go 4-1. Unfortunately, Heretics already sent the other one home. Definitely a bit more brutal. But for now, at least, to get our heads back into the game is down to 1 round. Fnatic, as said, when things get tough, that's where this team seems to really just pull out the best of their rounds. We've seen crazy clutch moments from the likes of Chronicle and Durka in particular within this series, but let's be real, any of the 5 on that Fnatic squad could easily turn this back for another OT.
From what we've seen so far, Heretics have a pretty deep pool for those late round clutches as well. Benji Fishy especially. 23 and 14 on the Cypher. Whether it be the AWP or the rifle, the man's able to get the job done. Attacking side for Fnatic as we get back into the game. The barriers are up. Trap already spotted and destroyed on the way through B. Some presence shown early, but no committal from Fnatic. They're spread in a 1-3-1. 3 players contesting for this B main control, taking utility out of play for Heretics. So no matter what, they have to commit a player to watching that angle, making it easier to push into the site. In theory, the Heretics have decided on top of that to rotate their second B player to the C site. Now Rienz is here, quicker resulting utility from Rienz, but it's all gone. Now it's down to just rifles, where Benji Fishy and Miniboo are doing the brunt of the work. Alpha sneaking in, almost had an angle, but they dealt with him as well. And it looks like this is where this one ends. An hour and 20 minutes, give or take. A long one and a tough loss to take. Fnatic to have all the pieces lined up to take it across the line, but Heretics find the win. Now move on to Breeze with a 1-0 advantage. We've seen Breeze in just a little bit for now. Time to go to a break.
Udah jam setengah 12, udah malam.
Mas gak bisa nge-scoop, jangan kabur.
Setengah 12 udah malam. Nanti ibu gua nyari.
Lewat mana nyariinnya, hei? Enak banget. Kalau taruhan biar nirpap dulu yang milih.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces. Stay away from them. Stay away from Lorca, Paco, and Picasso. Don't ask about Lola. I, Caballo Grande. I, the Lord of Nieve. But in spite of everything, it occurs to you to visit Andalusia. Don't say I didn't warn you. Careful of the Andalusian crush.
Good.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Football di sini oke tak, Cuk? Enggak kan? Dek.
We should, we'll feed the fire. Let's see it through and let go of what's holding us back. Just light it up and we'll burn through the past and take it higher. Is your heart rushing the way my heart's rushing when you take it all in? Baby, this is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I.
Say oh, almost. Bro, you're improving. Thank you.
I mean, brum, indeed. Brum,
Did
I
you
can't
see
remember.
Boo laughing?
I thought that was a glitch. I wasn't sure if that was real.
I'm just thankful that that wasn't the actual Benji screaming
like
without them, without being beauty. Yeah, I actually liked it.
Did you like it? I felt it was a little scary because it came out of nowhere.
Okay, a little bit of a jump scare
Yeah,
for you.
a bit of a jump scare.
That's fair.
That's how I want people to describe my smile and my laugh. That's very nice. Zoe here, joined by Kakuka and Ash. Let's break down what we just saw, because heading into this match, we talked about, you know, Fnatic coming back from those deficits. But really, in this first map, it was Heretics having the odds stacked against them and still coming out on top.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like they learned a bit from what Fnatic was doing yesterday, especially in the rounds where everything seemed to be against them. Heretics managed to get the rounds on the board. And as we're saying, it's not only getting the buy rounds, it's actually rounds like this, 2 last rounds, where things are not making sense, how they can stay on top of their game after they have already lost the rounds that they were supposed to win. They also get an eco here and there, and there is no opposite side to the resilience that they showed on the map.
No, there really isn't. I mean, I feel like this team is one that really thrives in the chaos when it comes down to that micro in these really scrappy fights. You can even see it just within their IGL and Boo in himself. The way that he was able to work around Rebel so many times when Fnatic were dumping utility towards him and still finding 1 to 2 picks, and then also even getting out or buying time for the rotation for his team, it is impeccable to see.
And a lot of that obviously always comes down to some heroics from individual players. Benji Fishy once again, of course, super stood out in more than one occasion. We're seeing him here doing the aim laps, warm-up, getting ready for our second map. Breeze is coming up. What are our expectations, our fears, our thoughts?
So here's the thing, right? Benji was super important in this map, and it's not only the frags and the rounds that he was getting. Also, I need his routine to not lose his voice, because I cannot understand how he can still speak after screaming the way he screams. But he was the one shutting down Leo and Dirk the most, and thinking about Breeze, thinking about this second map. Dirk is going to be a constant threat. He's improved so much in the Euro. Every single protocol in Fnatic has improved so much in how to implement it. And yesterday, Leo was doing wonders to set him up, not only with the ultimate, but with every single piece of utility.
I mean, not even just Leo, but you're looking over at Chronicle as well on that KO that we expect to see him here on Breeze. Again, what Fnatic did so well in their match yesterday against Karmine Core was isolating that Sentinel that was Tomazi on this map here at that Cypher. But Benji, we also see him being very dynamic with his positioning, something that I think that he has that edge up compared to that match yesterday, where you are going to see him being a bit more fluid with where he's looking to position himself. He's not going to set up in the same spot every single time and allow himself to get isolated.
Yeah, exactly. And again, we haven't seen Heretics play this map since week 2. Woot was not here. Kagak was still filling in that spot in Heretics. So what is he going to be playing? The thing is, what are the expectations? We know that Heretics in the past has been like, okay, let's just throw a Reyna here because there's no way that you can prepare against it. But there's not much to be prepared against. Like, they played against Vitality. We know that Vitality loves this map, and they made it their home ground. Anything that they do here does not need to be that outrageous of a surprise. At the same time, we see they can play anything, so you can put it on literally any part of the map.
I think that makes it so difficult for Fnatic to also read into this, because on paper you would think, okay, he just slots into that KO role. We've seen him play this agent on other maps, but like you mentioned, there's that surprise factor, and that's what I'm saying. The opportunity to even lean into the Yoru Jet meta here on Breeze could be an insane surprise opportunity for Heretics. Okay,
boring Heretics, come on. Funny enough, Fnatic here starting on the attack. On the previous map, we were talking about how good their defense in Lotus was with those retakes. Yesterday, the set plans, those set strats against KC, gave them a very, very good attack in half, and they were very comfortable with it. But now, they also need to recover mentally from a map that has been extremely long for, circumstances also outside of the game. And now Heretics have a chance to just send it over to that grand final.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how both teams will be faring on this second map. And for all the action, we once again going to hand it over to Tom and Mitch. Take it away, guys.
Thank you so much, Zoe, once more. Yes, it's time to dive into map number 2. Heretics this time with a 1-0 advantage up against Fnatic. Let's hope their Breeze on Fnatic is looking a little bit better. OT on the first map, expecting a close one here?
I don't know. I think it depends almost purely on one player, which I know sounds ridiculous, but Miniboo, when he played versus Na'Vi at kickoff, he went 24-6. Like, he had a truly unbelievable Yoru performance. When he played versus Vitality, it wasn't the same. And that's the thing. I feel like this is not their most comfortable map. It's not one they're going to be picking themselves. But when they're forced into it, he becomes such a pinnacle point. And he's up against a Yoru who's done exactly the same on the other side. Some of Durka's performances in their matches, again versus Na'Vi, were utterly insane.
One of the things Durka was doing was pushing down this tube, getting some nasty little angles to play from on the defensive side. Looks like Boo will not be quite as aggressive, but it's early days yet. Jump peeking out, hasn't spotted them just yet, and look how close Fnatic will be by the time he eventually sees them. But it doesn't matter. The correction is perfect. Alpha Year's dropped, and now the control is entirely in the hands of Team Heretics. They've got Tube. The only thing they've lost is the site, and as a plant comes in, it's a two-man disadvantage the Fnatic have to fight back from. Look at the damage, too. A good shock dart, though it doesn't land. Still could have been deadly for these players.
The only real danger is going to be Leo's aggressive position, but it's not even that valuable when you see where the players on Heretics are mostly coming from. Util for Boaster's going to be completely denied, isolating these fights. Not going to be easy, but he has managed one. Flash is going to make things awkward, but Boaster's still holding his ground. It's going to have to be an ace for the IGL if they're going to be able to take this one over the line, being pressured from multiple angles. He somehow connects the shot, but didn't expect Benji. A really nice try from Boaster, but it's not quite going to be their third pistol of the series.
Well, we heard a holy moly guacamole from Jake in the last map. I don't think he's going to be quite as upset after that. What a start. 4 kills under his belt, but the pistol slips out of the control.
Boo looks surprised.
Oh!
I don't think...
He got a reaction out of Boo now. That's quite a day.
He might have pulled a muscle in his face.
He didn't limber up before the game. He wasn't expecting that much of a surprise. What an attempt.
Oh, it's
so unlucky.
And you understand why he went that way, because you think all 3 players would be coming from 100%. The same spot.
He made the right call, but the wrong read in this situation, but nothing you can do about that. A pistol round bound for Heretics. Not something we got to say on the previous map, Tom, but it didn't matter. They were still able to find it in the end.
Well, it's just 3 orbs away from a Viper's pit.
Very powerful start. Could even make that third round the difference in it. As we expected to be online by then. 3 players spotted. Woot, good for 1.
Spike down.
This site control seems to be entirely theirs. A little sneaky play from Boasters, already just 2 away from that Viper's pit. Great snake bite, and it makes it easy for Chronicle to follow up.
Remaining.
Made this one costly, but that's about all. There'll be a couple of players drop, but Heretics have managed to convert themselves that second round. Now we get to see if they can do the same thing that Fnatic had done to them and truly make things difficult on their map choice. This is the way you expect things to get a little bit more difficult. I'd also make the assumption that Fnatic may play for an orb here. Now, obviously, you can do the same with the plant. You get the plant, get the Viper's Pit. I think it's one of those ults that you can pretty much wait for that to happen. And for now, at least, Fnatic look like they're just going to be playing this one in more of a default.
Understandable for the round that's in it. A lot of weaknesses for Heretics. Miniboo's Outlaw could be dangerous. His position could be even more dangerous. Pushing down on mid, taking that close range angle. Solo A-site holders. A lot of support in this round is put into this mid play to make sure that nobody's coming behind Miniboo in through the elbow. Gives him the chance to be the point of that spear, but the orb is blocking out any control, and the reveal forces him back. So good early denial by Fnatic as that advanced map control is taken out of Heretics' hands. They have to fall back into somewhat more of a gamble. 3 players on B, hoping that's where the hit comes in. But as we can see, and the Viper wall there as well. As we can see, it's the A site that seems to be the real target.
Rian's almost trying to bait somebody into the fight.
Deploying drone.
Boo's going to be the major danger, but with the wall that's put into place, it just makes things so awkward. They've actually intentionally just blocked off where he is on the stairs. Alpha, oh, the timing, it could be everything. It's only going to be the one, though. And that's actually a rifle for Woot. That's not too bad at all.
Not a bad start. So much more still to be done. Leo, I thought he suspected Woot's position. Instead, he's tucking in for the late round play. Lurk coming through from Benji. Fishy caught by Durka. Good read from him. And now this is where Leo starts to step forward, making his way towards that door. Plant being the Hughes rather being tapped. It's being seen that that's not being stuck. Good kill for Rian's. Follow up is there as well. trading over the weapons so he doesn't have to reload. He can defend right here and now. 3 kills already. Durka trapped in the corner, but no info for Rienz. He had to clear every angle. He didn't pick the right one to start with. Fnatic pick up that round, but it's a damn costly one.
Yeah, no, that's a really good bonus. Like, that was a couple of pistols, still a couple of bulldogs. I think it was only the rifle, really, that they picked up on Woot that was actually anything of real value, and they managed to drop 4 players while they do it. So, although Heretics lose the round, I don't think they're going to be too unhappy with that one. They now come in with Rienz on a Hunter's Fury, Neural Theft available as well, and only a couple away from having the null command. So, this is not a bad spot for Heretics to be in whatsoever. They just now need to capitalize on the round, and that Viper's Pit is still there. Boast didn't use it just as a bolster to economy. He wants it for this round.
Careful here. I think it's a better call. See a lot of Vandals considering a pit in play. Might not be the A plan. It's a little bit of a backup. I expect some shorties in the back pockets too if the credits allow. It seems like they do. Good flash for Woot, and he's through for one. Getting out could be difficult. The spams are going after him. He's down to 45. Miniboo picking up Alpha though, who tried to fill in that little bit of extra space, assuming it was a heavy play towards the mid angle, which it had been before. We saw a lot of Heretics focused up there, but they were ready for that A play. And now the numbers thinned out down to 3. That Viper's Pit looks pretty tempting, if you ask me.
It's just whether or not Boast is actually going to be able to get him to position. He's so far away from the rest. Well, they do look to build into this B side, but just look at the rotation. 2 players are already into that back corner while also having the Cypher set up. Like, this is everything and more that Heretics could need to defend this. I feel like Chronicle's going to have to hit some crazy shots, and that's not what he was looking for. It may even just have to be a save now for the side of Fnatic, because going into a 2v5, okay, we've seen a fair few of them won, but it would be pretty optimistic.
Well, really, it's the fact that there's no flashes, right? There's no way to get through these angles. Like, if you can get that Viper's Pit in play, maybe you could even get it done in the 3v5. The 2v5, it's tougher. No way to get into position to put the Viper's Pit in. Yeah, saving is the right call. There's a decoy put through on B, but no further signs of aggression from Heretics, who are happy to allow Fnatic to carry these weapons forward. Of course, it's not like anyone on Heretics really wants to be in a position where they have to buy something in the next round. Credits are pretty low, and this is a good money maker round. It's also a good lead extension, because now they're up 3-1.
I like this. Again, just the early aggression coming out. Pop flashes. This was something that Fnatic struggled with when they came up against GX as well, was just these mid-pressure plays where they have pop flashes to just send it through and then just look to try and hold on to the ground. And the thing I like about Heretics is they're very happy to just take that advantage and leave. They're not going to overcommit, they're not going to overface, they're not going to risk too much and allow Fnatic to come to the ground. Both players take that initial fight and then they're gone. And while for Fnatic, this round's going to be all about heroes. Can Durka or Leo put up enough numbers to cap the gaps? Get them into a late round, that Viper's Pit still there.
Be one of those games where we end up saying that for quite a while.
Main solo dulu tadi.
I can feel it coming. Round 5, aggression good.
Iya, belajar aja dulu, nggak pakai scope pakai area. Nanti sama aku kan dapat nggak scope.
Second now for a wide swing. Rien's the one that would be in danger.
Masih bisa pakai watak dia.
He's already spotted it. Look at the wall cup, taking a lot of damage. And the push up from Heretics is strong. I mean, it all depends though. If they lose this control that Rien's is holding on to, they'll almost swap positions. They'll isolate Boo, but instead it's Mini Boo who's picking up kills. 2 from behind. The backup by Durka. The shots aren't quite hitting, but he gets there eventually. Look, it's manageable. It's winnable. The spike is down, but Durka has ult to try and retrieve it.
That's the last thing that Alpha wanted to do. He was trying to be so sneaky, and then the Neural Theft utilized by Benji to sort of just reveal him in the backlines is the worst possible scenario, and Boo just holding his ground. Good cleanup in the end for Heretics. A 4-1 start on this defensive side, and well, Fnatic didn't have a mass amount invested, but I think there's already going to be some alarm bells ringing with the fact that just the mid-push that came in from Heretics, just the goal to just go all the way in towards their spawn. That's got to be frustrating.
Duh, udah gak optimis sama Fnatic nih.
Yeah, I mean, you can see from this perspective.
Lihat Durka kayak gitu sih gua.
We started out the round, the attempt to take control. I really enjoy, especially when you've got those weaker weapons. Sending someone up through tube, playing on the back of the trap. This was an idea I don't think we're going to see played out in a full buy round. So it's not the biggest of dangers for me. Now, okay. Ult is used already by Durka. Good information. 2 players spotted towards the A site. Wood already dropped down. Durka looks to finish that ult. He'll just go into it on site. Not looking to take a fight in the back of it, but they've lost Alpha here. Now control falls out of their hand, and the ult from Miniboo is going to confirm all these positions. They will now know, or potentially know, where Boaster is. The Hunter's Fury is thrown through. Miniboo searching for this Viper so they can manage to take down that pit, but there's no chance. The shots have not connected onto the right players. Pit still up. 3 versus 4, although the numbers favor Heretics. Getting through this setup will be very difficult. The flank out of Benji Fishy perhaps stands a chance of turning the tide of this round. In fact, his position is absolutely perfect. Just seconds ago, Boaster stepped out of this ult. If he does that again, he will be down and out. Hunter's Fury by Leo is good. Takes down Miniboo, but he's last man standing, not able to connect onto Rians to shut him down. And at this point, how can he possibly deny this defuse? He's realized there's no chance. He's getting out.
Yeah, the idea from Fnatic, again, not bad. It was mainly revolving around having either a snake bite or the Viper Spit, which I don't believe was actually covering the spike plant. So the goal would be that they'd be low. I think one of the players was, but the rest were not. So I don't mind the idea, but it didn't quite work out, and they also needed to catch Benji. Like, that was the thing. Him being able to flank and just remove this Viper Spit completely makes that idea so much more problematic. A 5-1 start for Heretic, a scenario that we've seen many times from Fnatic throughout this season, but the fact is the lower bracket almost seems to await them at this stage, losing that first map in such a close fashion, and right now they've not turned up to the races on map number 2.
Fnatic slow to start. Who would have seen it coming? Is there any way for them to get back into this game? Oh, it might just be over. Things we've said before. Things we've regretted almost immediately. A timeout for Fnatic. Typically where they bounce right back into things. A lot to discuss coming into this round. And, well, it is an opportunity for Heretics to run away with things. They've got credits even if they lose to buy right back into it. This is where Fnatic's back is against the wall, but typically that's where they hit hardest.
It's definitely a worry though. Like, if there was any map that I was kind of feeling would go more confidently in a team's favor, it would be this one. One that Heretics really haven't shown much on since their defeat to Vitality. They played it once this stage, once at kickoff, and that's it. We haven't really seen it whatsoever. We've definitely not seen it with Wu. But as always, it seems like he just fits right in. Miniboo, thriving. Rians is having a great game as well, and right now Boaster sat at the top of the board. The majority of his kills coming in the pistol round. Durka, though, it's looking a little bit more disrespectful. The pop flash, oh, just about. He even gets the TP off, but it doesn't matter. He's already dead.
And those numbers way down. You can see good old-fashioned Fnatic pause.
Oh, yeah.
Right off rip, able to take some kills, find themselves in a favorable position to close out the round. Now they look to the B site. Now, there is a rotation in play. Benji Fishy and Woot, 2 very dangerous players occupying this site. Benji's gone walkabouts. He wants to come through and clear mid. Boaster's got the angle, a little slow on the reaction, and Benji punishes. Time 2. Give this man an inch, he'll take a mile, and already making it competitive for Heretics, but still the man is the A site open. That's where the spike is going. And now they know where both players are.
Yeah, they've already seen Benji, obviously, just moments ago, and then with Woot being spotted by the drone, that was everything they could have needed. Chronicle somehow still aware, and Woot
Itu pala bete.
not going to give another go, buddy. Failed the jump once, you just pretend it didn't happen, walk away.
I didn't even want to jump up there anyway, it's all good.
Yeah, I was just doing that to bait everyone at home.
Head ticking it.
A 1 versus 3. Spike ticking, fairly far away. Definitely aware that someone is pushed up down here. Even going to pop flash the angle. The read is there for Leo. Crosshair placement, just too good. Fnatic, they take their pause, break straight back. I'll be curious to see now what happens with that middle control. Because the last few rounds, Heretics have been able to set up, get their own flashes in. And instead, Fnatic look to directly counter that play. Now, obviously, it was only by a millisecond, so I don't know if they'll shy away from that altogether. But I believe we've seen other teams do that, like go for a mid play, it not work once, and then just give up on it for the rest of it.
Yeah, we have for sure. I think the second that your opponent sees you're trying to fight it, that's where they're just going to turn and dump their utility. I think mid is a more favorable fight for attackers typically than if you're sat on the A side having to break through a choke point, or sat on the B side trying to break through a choke point. You know, mid's just that little bit more open, gives you a lot of angles to compete from. You'll see those late lurks out of Alpha as well. That can be a big problem if you are dedicating a lot of manpower and a lot of players to that position. Their Team Heretics, they have given it up, conceded completely, but the idea here is that Fnatic will probably go walking up. They'll probably test it again, maybe even do the same swings, the same punishes, and that's where Miniboo, from miles away, can take that pick with the operator. For now, though, a very slow approach to the Fnatic attack, perhaps expecting some aggression. More particularly, Alpha Yair is the one expecting that. This position tucked in the box of elbow, it sometimes just plays no role, takes you out of the action, and that's the end of it, but sometimes it's massive.
Most has placed the wall they used previously for that A take, but he's using it more so as a ruse, trying to even bait him with some steps, and actually he's just peeked and taken out Miniboo. It's the second time he's TP'd away. Look where the X is on the map. TP'd out but died just before it was available. A little bit unlucky. Benji though, they walked into his site.
Oh, just the one kill to be found on the second, I suppose, but the trade out by Rienz, by Woot as well, leaves Chronicle against the world. An idea of Woot's position for sure, but Rienz and Boo have repositioned, have made it around to B main, where Chronicle will now have to have a crazy reaction to take both of these players down. They're pushing to go. Oh no, they've split up. Okay, maybe an opportunity, but jump up top right afterwards. Chronicle doesn't predict it. Boo's able to trade out. Heretics are able to win another round and put a 4-round lead into their back pocket.
Yeah, I think even just again, Benji doing well, like coming out of there with 2 kills when his position was completely known. We saw this just the other day from Fnatic on this map where they were very good at predicting. I think it was Tomazi. Exactly where he was, and they were just throwing all of their utility into the back of the site. That's exactly what happens here. Benji still comes out with 2 kills, and then just the quick reactions of Rienz and Woot to be there in time.
That was insane by Benji, bro.
Agreed. Nice! 6 and 2. Fnatic once again left with some weaponry weaknesses. Chronicles had to spread the wealth to get them a couple of guns in, and they do have the ultimate for Durka once again. So that might be an opportunity to at least garner them some extra space.
Wow, my eyes are down.
Decoy's gone running.
Feelingnya lagi nggak dapet. Kayak flip jender kan?
As it went in, rotation from Rienz comes into play. 3 B stack.
Farewell.
Much lighter on A. But there's an opportunity for Boo to pick one and reset into hiding from this Yoru ult. Durka's spotted him already. He's seen the op in his hands as well. That's a good opportunity for him to take him down. I thought he was going to commit on the back of the flash instead, scouting out the rest of the site now, making his way in. They know they forced Miniboo back. They heard the teleport sound as the gate crash was used. Upstairs, Alpha has to be very careful. Swinging into 3. Easy trade-off, and down goes Durka. Things aren't looking good for Fnatic.
They're having opportunities. Alpha looked like he might have hit the timing there, but he doesn't manage to land the shots. Chronicle even desperately low, they're going to need something truly ridiculous to be able to pull this round back. The utility to do it, the counter flashes from Wu, fantastic. The dart, even revealing these close angles. Sure, the snake bites are going down. That will buy a bit of time, even get them an extra kill. And actually, here comes the fight back. Leo with 2. This round should have been all but over. It should have been done. And instead, Wu is going to try and fight forward, try and find Boaster, but look how far back he's sitting. The IGL doesn't want to give him anything, and sure, he'll take the final frag. But at this point, in the 3v5, the round goes to Fnatic again.
Now that's an old school Fnatic round if ever I've seen one. Get the site control, allow them to put the pressure back on, but then in comes your utility, just perfectly timed. Miniboo died, Woot got tagged down low, was vulnerable, couldn't even push into main to take the fights they wanted to because of the vulnerability.
Explain this from Leo.
And then you give Leo a chance to do Leo things. You know, that's what it's all about. You gotta create your own hope. And from the darkness, they've emerged 6-3, round back on the board, competing blow for blow with Heretics now, and a chance to string them together. We said Heretics had a lot of money, a lot of credits. Now that's starting to run a little bit dry after a competitive couple of rounds. Judge in play for Boo, but he's got his Viper's Pit to back him up. Banji Fishy, who has been one of the big hitters for Team Heretics, is left down to a stinger.
B-side defense. Normally, you get away with using this sort of weaponry.
Take flight.
Drone might put a spanner in the works. It's going to be the judge scene. They know exactly where Boo is. They've still got to find Benji, and they'll know he's here somewhere.
That judge is scaring them. They push the backside instead. Benji's not aware. They're going to go swinging through the nade. There was a small gap allowing them to fight, and the judge just not good on that range. 13 HP on Leo, but it's enough. He'll survive in towards main. Keep that control for them late on into the round. And there's a TP from Miniboo. He's just gone for it, and they didn't hear him, but they've heard him now. Leo's just realized the steps coming through behind him. At least I hope he has. I think he has. Maybe he hasn't. No, he didn't. He should have heard those steps. I don't know how Miniboo was able to thread the needle and slip past them. And we know Spike plans. This is very dangerous. Everybody's spread out. 25 seconds left. And a need to make it towards the site. But with Rian's falling, that should make things a little bit more doable. In fact, okay, the timing not fantastic for Leo here either. He doesn't catch Miniboo rotating. And Tom, to be fair, I'm now a little bit scared. If this position is as much of a surprise as I think it will be, he could grab a pick, and at that point, this round is winnable again.
It does seem like Fnatic are less aware. The problem is he doesn't know how much he's got away with. I think that's the more difficult thing, is he may have managed to thread the needle past multiple players, but even still, it's whether or not he'll be able to get 1, 2, 3, and then get out of there with an operator. I'm not so sure. Fnatic are going to take this one. And that's the thing, this was a round of flanks. The fact that Miniboo got as far as he did is terrifying, but look at where Alpha got to. Like, he walked all the way into their spawn, basically, to kill Woot in the backlines. And I think that the players with the low weaponry actually did a decent job. It was the rest of them just being sort of caught off by some of the angles that they lost in return. There was a bit more of a problem. Again, Fnatic at a mass deficit of 5-1 down, slowly climbing their way back into the half. Now, the last 2 times they played it, has been dominant attack sides. 10-2 versus KC, a 6-1 to close out versus Na'Vi. The time before that, they went 9-3 versus Gentlemates, but that team was running a Phoenix.
Dan, Cok, yel-yelnya gitu doang, Cok. Siapa kita?
Indonesia.
Siapa kita? Gitu doang, anjing.
I'll be honest, but
who are we?
It is interesting. It is curious. I'm not sure what the ideas are behind it, but I'm almost certain Heretics call a pause. Time to touch base with the coaches. Like we said, Fnatic have been winning the rounds right afterwards, but they're on a 2-round streak now. It's time to put a stop to it. 6-6 half still possible, but Heretics want that lead when they swap sides. Do they have what it takes to get there in terms of credits? Maybe not in this round. 7-5 could be the best thing they can hope for. Miniboo at least still has that operator. Everyone else on Sheriffs. And again, we've already seen rounds like this one, but I do think it's a little different doing it on Lotus than Breeze. You have to have the gamble right on Breeze. The second it comes to retakes, Fnatic should have it in the bag. Not least because of their utility, but even just the range advantages they can hold.
Remaja di Cilacap pasang cincin di Kemaruan. Tak bisa dilepas. Damkar turun tangan.
This stage of learned not to doubt this Heretics roster at any turn.
Jadi damkar mas.
Whoop having a rifle, Miniboo having an op.
Apa bisa disentil
Always
sentil?
going to be chances. Again, it's always tougher when you let a lead slip.
Kan ada laporan nyebutin cincin
They're
gimana
never
dititit.
going to be giving up.
Titit tuh mau gak mau.
Boo's definitely given up a bit of information, but I think it was just bait. I almost believe it definitely was bait. Just tap the cage so that he's expecting someone close and then give Woot the angle. That's already a massive start. Another rifle into their hands and a player drops their lurker in Alpha, yeah.
Lihat nih, Miniboo dari tadi lagi suwe banget.
A Viper's Pit for Boo, looming over the round. Fnatic seem to be moving towards him. It's the A site. Getting crash left in towards middle. Maybe Dirk is just going to try to take some more space. They've already been spotted. Shots rang out. Boo knows his player's close. Viper's Pit's going to be activated on the back of it. Flash is close. Boo doesn't get caught by it. He's got all this control to play with, but there's the TP as they start to look in the other direction, moving it in through these doors. We've seen this wall before. So have Heretics. They know what it means, what it often means at least. Good nade. It's actually forced Boo out of the ult, but they don't expect that. He goes swinging into them, finds one, and he's back in safety. And with a shot from Benji, Fishy, the only man standing is Leo. A demon in clutches, but he's got so much to fight through, and the first shot is the one that seals it. Benji, Fishy on the Sheriff, picking up 2 in a round like this, so valuable, as Heretics now find themselves 7-4 up.
Yeah, I think also credit needs to be given to Boo. the beginning of the round, just baiting for his teammate to give him the firefight versus Alpha. The Viper's Pit just being forced out of it, but finding value nonetheless. While Benji's there to hit a couple of shots at the end, it's going to be 7-4. Half at least is going in their favor, and as said, from what we've seen recently, Fnatic have been troublesome when it comes to that attack side. Now they're the ones with some vulnerabilities, but they have a fair few ults.
You just heard the call there from Miniboo as well. He's confirming, I don't know if it was his call in the first place, but an elbow pushes to come through. Decoy is the one leading the charge, but then they swing from the other angle. Nobody's here. Although they don't get to execute a play off the back of it, they do get the information early. It's going to mean those snake bites come through a little bit earlier as well. Try to delay this squad from taking space, but Durka can do it all by himself. Gate crashing in, finding the plant. Never mind! Denial at the last possible second from Woot. Just about finding that, denying the post-plant Viper's Pit, post-plant Hunter's Fury. And now Alphayere's caught on the lurk, trying to make up for lost ground. This is a beautiful stance to play from. Ult used by Miniboo, even Gate crashes in, and he's good for the kill as well. Chronicle walked all over, and so too is Leo. Boaster doesn't stand a chance, and the lead now for Heretics. What could have been a 6-6 half. What should have been, perhaps, with the last round being Sheriffs, is now double the scoreline of their opponents with an Andalucia flawless cherry on top.
A spot in the second final they'll have this year regionally is on the cards if they're able to close this one out. Of course, it's always easier said than done. They've done that last round as an Andalucia flawless as well, but...
He hit him with the nade! That's what gave away where he's... Oh, that's ridiculous. Or was it the corner?
I'm not even sure if at the end, Miniboo even knew where he was.
I'll just spray it. See if I get it.
Boys. Completely lost in it, but here we go. Fnatic again, fighting from a deficit. Last map. An OT thriller, this one looking more dominant for Heretics. If there isn't a turnaround, it has to start with a pistol. They won both when it came to Lotus, still lost the map. They've lost the first one on this.
Durka may have been spammed down through the smoke last round. He wasn't happy about that. He's gone walking through it in this pistol round. Defensive side sees aggression from Fnatic towards A main. Double push on Halls, and nothing found. Again, that early aggression, finding them at least some information that they can now quickly begin to flank on, but with mid control going this way for Team Heretics.
Just nervous about Boo.
That's the spike. That's the spike, and it's dropped.
That's the spike down. That's such a problem already for them. They need Rians to fight back, and he's got to be careful because now there's another player looking to round the corner. It's definitely not the cleanest to fight, but he is able to hold on. Somehow, though, Woot's just got walking into the site. The spike has been taken, or at least it was for a second. Rians is still alive. He's on just 4 HP. I don't know where Leo is. He's still
on top.
Come up around the corner. Timing is going to be absolutely everything. He's heard the steps, knows that they're going back towards the site. They're still clearing everything else along the way, which will give a little bit of time. And more importantly, it's that! I don't know how Rians is still alive, but more importantly, he's put Leo to an even lower health than he is. They're looking to try and fight him, or at least reposition to get back into a better spot. Woot taking the aggressive position to try and kill him off early. And now this round looks all but done. The shot connected. 4 HP versus 3. Leo to try and turn things back from what looked like an impossible position just seconds ago. The shot done could be what ends it because he's normally so good with these, but Rians has managed to dodge and lands the shot in the end. He should have died about 6 times in this round, but he'll survive.
Rian stay banget nembaknya.
The Jim West round from Team Heretics. Swinging through on those Sheriffs, kill after kill found, and I mean, this started by them losing the spike. A lot of damage being done, and players on Fnatic just shredded. That walkthrough from Woot is unreal. How he finds that much value, I don't think I'll ever know, and that was a headshot through the wall. And then a headshot not through the wall to finish him off. That's got to be a frustrating way to let that one slip for Fnatic. I'll say commiserations, because that's a round that you can't really do a lot about when they're hitting shots like that on Los Niños.
Turkish aim again. 9-4. Heretics.
Right here.
4 rounds away from making it to a final. A bit of an awkward fight to start, but Leo shouldn't be getting away with too much here. Doesn't have much support. Not a whole lot invested either. And well, the biggest surprise, Alfia really has been having a rough time this map.
They've shut him down again and again.
Alpha head.
They fade behind the wall, and although headshots eventually
I heard Benji make that call on the stage.
langsung.
I heard go, mid, like just screaming.
I guess he was jumping, right? So he just caught him. The panic coming through.
He's so loud that I could hear him through the headphones.
Let's hope he's not making the start around calls. Oh, Fnatic have stacked B for some reason. I wonder why. Well, the plans come through. Miniboo low on HP and caught by Leo, but it draws him into the open. An easy trade, and all it does is delay the inevitable. A round win, double digits for Team Heretics.
Planted.
And dare I say it, a tough score line to come back from on the side of Fnatic if Chronicle cannot find this 1v3. Even if he can, still going to be 9-5 at this stage. So many players to take down, so much time left. So little time.
Melihat kekecewaan fanatik harus
He'll
itu
just be
yang
playing
harus
the exits if
sambil
he even
makan.
gets a chance. Angle held and swung on by Boom. Nicely done. Double digits for Team Heretics. This is Fnatic's map pick, Tom. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but any other team I would. At 10-4, it is looking spooky. I'll say that.
It's looking done.
No, Tom, we did this yesterday. We literally were here yesterday.
I'm not going to change my thought process.
Nah, scope wallbang nggak kelihatan.
How many times they need to do it, Tom?
Every time.
Every time.
Every time. The scoreline, they need to do it every time because it is absurd. The way that Heretics are playing right now, they look like the better team. 10-4 up.
Serem anjing Heretic mainnya ngentot. Aneh banget, Cok. Timnya balance anjing, semuanya bisa main, Cok.
Kalahnya cuma nama maunya.
Iya sih.
So I don't know if I can truly believe that the players on the Heretic side won't be able to squeak through
Counter
an extra
Heretic
couple of
apakah
rounds.
monyet, guys?
Trying to destroy some utility.
Kayaknya monyet mau masuk fanatik gitu.
In fact, as
Kalau
usual,
gitu.
it's Dirk had taken a little bit of early aggression.
Ini Emea ini
That was just a ruse,
secara
an
strat
attempt to try and sell a
Carmen
fake,
paling
they do look
bagus,
to head
tapi
towards this
secara
base in the
nembak
end.
bagusan Heretic.
Looks like Fnatic are stacking up for some A aggression. It's coming in at the wrong time. Maybe
Goib semua tembakan-tembakan Guardian Sheriffnya.
at this stage. Heretics set their sights on B. Knife
Lagi
goes in the back,
si
doesn't catch anyone.
Denny
Traps
ikan
will
itu.
still be online. Snake bite in from Boaster. Lets them know that he's here as well. You're running into a Cypher and Viper setup. It's going to be tough to break this defense. That was committal from Miniboo, not a fake gate crash. In fact, he's all the way through, but the flash poorly timed gives Fnatic a way back in. Benji fishing. Okay, he's through, but the flash gets him. The decoy doing its job.
Wood.
Last man standing. A reliable player in clutch situations, and the shots don't hit for Alpha. A very tough game indeed. The 3K for Wu just around the corner. And it's Chronicle standing in his way with 50. Only one bullet needed. A Red Bull clutch and an 11-4 lead for Heretics.
That's the difference between the two. Benji's got, we got to do our little fist bumps, and Wood's going, I want the ult from the plant. Like, that is a man that is locked in right now. He knows he's getting his ult from this. A Red Bull clutch, and that's the thing. Every single piece of information was there. They used the cam to reveal him. They knew exactly where he was coming from, and just the shots not connected from Alfia. This has been one of the roughest games I've seen from him in a long time. The shots we're seeing out from Heretics, the ability
Mereka
of
juga
this
kaget,
young
Cok,
man.
bangsat.
Kayaknya kalau kayaknya dia bilangnya anjing hoki kayaknya.
He got his visa. During Madrid, he
Oke,
turned
bapakmu
18,
ini
just old enough to play in the league. And right now, top fragging versus Fnatic on a map he's
Kasar
yet to
banget,
play
Cok,
with this
Ari,
team. And if they win it, they're in the grand final.
Susah latihan 8 jam sehari dibilang hoki. Bapakmu PCT nih.
Hero quotes they read to make these comebacks happen, but now they'll be thinking of life like a tunnel.
Cuman dia sudah lah ya. Biar dia beranggapan
That's their hope. 4 rounds on the board for the defensive side. 1 opening pick secured. Chronicle looking for that little bit more. Timing almost got him, but Alpha's able to deal death from afar. Shots for Miniboo is actually correct. He's on 16 HP, but I wouldn't count him out just yet. Hunter's Fury put through, and it's huge! So much damage, and still chasing down more! Miniboo, ult on site. He's got the info to play with the deep flash. He sees the defuse. It's been started. In fact, it's already halfway. They'll see that rising 5 HP on Rien's shock dart through. It's close, so it doesn't catch Leo. Leo, and he doesn't get a chance to fire the next, but Miniboo somehow has found a third kill on low HP. The gate crash reposition, perfect. And Boaster now running low on time, low on HP, and low on chances with Boo right around the corner. 12-4, and one of the most impressive comebacks needed for Fnatic to even buy a third map in this series.
It's not happening. It's not happening. The way that Heretics are playing, every single time they've needed it, a star lights up the sky. This round, Miniboo was running riot with a little bit of support from Briads as well. These rookies, these players who weren't even close to the league last year. Some of them weren't even making it to Ascension. You're talking about the likes of didn't get there. 16, 16, and 15 kills, leading their way on Breeze. And they have 8 chances to make it to that grand final. To show that the new era of Emea sits with them, as it will be back-to-back finals within the region. It was said earlier in the day, expectation. I think it's from Buddy, who he thinks he'll play if they are in the grand final. He said it'd be Heretics again. I don't know if he would have expected to be able to lose again to this game, but it'll be them who has to try and grind their way back through because they need so much more from this.
Seems moments away from welcoming Buddy and the boys to that lower bracket run. Fnatic, strange territory they find themselves in. The old guard, and well, it's time to change. 8 rounds in it, 8 in a row. Bloody tough comeback for any team to make. And with Benji Fishy having thread the needle all the way through. It's a disastrous start to what needed to be the beginning of that comeback. Benji's looking for more. He doesn't want to get greedy though. Waiting for the wall to go up, for the info to come in and his teammates to burst through to the site. Gate crash used. Miniboo's here, and Roots just waltzed in, finding himself Boaster. The leader dead, and now, well, he could call from the grave, I suppose, but Fnatic need a lot more than that. A few well-placed shots could get them back through. They've done it millions of times. I've seen it again and again. But here, it's not looking too likely.
With the way that they've been playing these
kesel banget kan nengok Leviathan banget.
Woot wanted to take it into his own hands, and even then he's done
system
damage.
banget ke 4 batang kayu
It
itu
leaves
selain
just
aspas.
2 standing in the way of Heretics and another grand final, and those players aren't even going to get close. It ends up as a slaughter of Breeze. This map was picked by Fnatic,
Tim yang
but it was
didukungin Nirmala mesti kalah,
from the side of Heretics.
Padahal Nirmala lihatnya pas lagi oning-oningnya mereka, Cok.
And they'll get a second bite of the cherry here in Emea.
Tadi kualitas
Niños do it again. This time setting the best of the best, our region's only hope at times in the past. But the flame has changed hands, and now they carry the torch. Benji Fishy, many people doubted out there. This roster was doubted from its very conception. But here they are, and there they go, straight to grand finals as Fnatic are welcomed with open arms to that lower bracket. I pity whoever comes up against them, because this isn't Fnatic on their A game. This is Heretics bringing a new style to the stage, and my God, it's beautiful to watch.
Well, that's the thing. I think the most impressive thing with this is Woot coming in. I think he didn't play for the first couple of weeks due to visa issues. Thank you to Paddy for sort of like filling his spot. He definitely did a great job, but there is a reason. People were worried. They were going, is he going to be as good? He's up there at the top of the board. The individual brilliance he brings alongside that initiation for the squad. And honestly, this team can go anywhere. They're a squad of young superstars, solid leadership, and I think a lot of credit to the coaching staff as well. They've been fantastic all season just to make this one work. Because the fact is, they've come up against pretty much everything. School actually could be called into question. You have to talk about the fact that players were still having trouble with visas, not being old enough. And with all of that, they still made it to the grand final. With all of that, they're in there as favorites.
I just want to see Boo give us a little smile to the camera. That's all I want. You're in a grand finals again, Boo. What a surprise showing on this final map, because even if you came in today expecting Heretics to win, if you're Spanish, you didn't expect 13-4, not on Fnatic's map pick of all. It can be hard to bounce back from those long series with some tech pauses in there as well. It ran to like an hour 25 from when they step foot on the stage to when they lose that map for Fnatic. That's tough, but this is a team that I don't even begin to question the mental. Oh, can they bounce back from it? Will they be sad that they lost? No, this is Fnatic. It's one of the best in the world. It's a team that doesn't get down and out. But now they are. Down to the lower bracket. Not out of chances. Not out of Shanghai. But out of luck this time. Heretics have taken it, and it's time to hear from Rians about just how they made that happen.
It is indeed. Thank you so much. Once more, give it up, of course, for Team Heretics. Rians coming in here with what a performance from you and the team going up against Fnatic. Let's talk about what we just saw, starting on Lotus. Because quite frankly, you guys had the odds stacked against you. You were behind early on, but then somehow you brought it back. How did you rally the troops? How did you get back into that map?
So
itu nggak bisa
masih menang itu masih menang tapi gue lihat gimana gini udah pasti kalah.
That proves that
aku masalahnya aku lihat itu di Genji itu kan ada sampai itu
like we have incredible individual players, so when we win some like incredible rounds like 2v4, 2v5 just because of individual skills, that helps you to come back a lot.
What are the comms like in those situations? Who's taking the lead? Who's calming it down and making sure that you focus?
So I can give an example on me and Benji, 2v4 on B side. I told him that I have stun, and he just told me where to stun. So it's like not only one guy leading it, but like they're giving feedbacks to each other. Like I say I have stun, he says stun there, I'm gonna play.
DRX dikasih 4 round, ketawa-ketawa mereka masih ada bangsat. Giliran dikencengin kendor aja DRX.
Final again, and that also means that you have a day off. How are you going to spend that one day? You're going to come in here, watch the matches, or you're just going to relax? What's the plan for your team?
I think I'm just going to chill.
Just chilling. Yeah. That's good. You deserve it, man. You deserve it. You guys have put in the work. Now, next up today, we have Foot going up against KC. Are you going to support the fellow Turkish players, or do you want to have that rematch against KC and maybe get your revenge in the grand final?
I mean, I will of course support Turkish team, you know. I also have friends there. I also have friends in KC, but you know, like I'm Turkish, and of course I'm gonna just support Foot.
Carmen football
That's right. Well, this match is coming up in just a bit. Rians, thank you so much for joining us once again. Congratulations to you and the squad. We're heading into a very quick break, and then afterwards we're gonna break down all the action.
Football is ini tuh. Jago tuh, masuk playoff tuh. Ada karakternya wayang. I'm Turki. I'm Turki.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces. Stay away from them. Stay away from Lorca, Paco, and Picasso. Don't ask about Lola. I, Caballo Grande. Lord Nieve. But in spite of everything, it occurs to you to visit Andalusia. Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful of the Andalusian.
Tinggal nunggu ini sih. Cocok Carmen lagi keras tuh.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through Attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.
definition of divine. Yeah, I feel like a champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. They told me I wouldn't be nothing. Came on now, second to none. I need me a trophy, I need me a ring. I'm not with the bull, but keep it a beam. You know what it is, you know what I mean. Shit, all I do is win, 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 win. Haters wanna hate, they make top 10. Double, triple team, what they need to defend.
Dilo masuk Gigaton ini.
Gone with the win.
Iya.
Gone with it. I feel like a champion.
Dilo, Budi Master, Crossmine, Mika Luluba, Pascal. Coachnya Zarwau.
Put it all on the line, definition of divine. I feel like a champion. A champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line, definition of divine. Feel like a champ, MVP status. Yeah, the win been guaranteed. So let's see about it. If you gon' speak about it, then be about it. If you don't bring that energy, no, I can't be around it. Nah, I'ma shoot my shot. I'ma stick it, watch. At the tippy top, I cannot take no loss. 2 seconds on the clock, they gotta give me the rock. I got a game on what? Yeah, I got a game on lock. I feel like a champion. A champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line, definition of divine. I feel like a champion. A champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line, definition of divine.
Welcome back, everyone. Zoe here, joined by Kakuka, and we have Wood from Team Heretics joining us. You just qualified for the grand finals. Again, you know, no big news for Team Heretics, but the manner in which you made this happen was actually outstanding. Let's discuss this match a little bit. I mean, going up against Fnatic, they've been around the block, right? Like, they are one of the greats in the EMEA region. You as the new player coming into Team Heretics, did you get nervous at all, or was it just another day in the office?
Yeah, it's Fnatic, and they are playing, I mean, they are dominating the EMEA for a long time. They are so strong team still, but we are a new team, and we have good players in our team as well. So we just worked hard. I mean, we didn't work hard. We just keep focus on our fundamentals and won. That's all.
So you worked smart. Instead of her, you worked smart. A bit rich coming from you. You're still undefeated in the region. How does it feel to actually come into a region that has been, you know, you say, you know, Fnatic was the reigning like champions of like EMEA. You know, they were the team to beat. But now look at you. How does it feel for you to be able to achieve such a thing?
I think I didn't play too much, but they were very important matches for ourselves, for our team.
So do you not feel the pressure?
I'm feeling in this just pistol rounds, and it's just going away. I'm forgetting about it. Actually, I'll just do my best every time, every match.
Hey, that's all anyone can ask of themselves. And you know what? Your best is looking pretty darn good. We had some fantastic moments in this match, Kakuka.
Yeah, I love that you say that you do not feel the pressure, because we have round 15 here. Talk me through what is going in your head in this 1v3.
Okay, I need to watch.
Oh, you do not remember it? It happened like 10 minutes ago.
Okay, in here, I know his position. You know my position. So I just want to pick and aim there. That's all, and I won.
And just clean, just easy. I have a question regarding every single time that we watch one of these replays and you're going crazy with Benji. In what percentage do you have his volume? Because he gets pretty loud.
I don't have any idea about it because they're not showing us percentages. Like, you know, we can't see it. But I'm not feeling too much like sound.
Oh.
So it's not problem.
Oh, okay.
Water off a duck's back, man.
We have great
chilling,
sound
he's
engineers.
focused, that's right. I probably just have like a mute hotkey just for Benji Fish. That's it. Just, you know, an idea for the future. Now, obviously, like you and your team have been performing so phenomenally during the group stages, now here in the playoffs. And one thing that stood out since you joined the team is your versatility. Your agent pool is so deep. Let's talk about this a little bit.
What's your favorite one? That has to be the first one, because we know that from last year you can play a little bit of everything. But come on, can you do it against anyone now that you're going to Shanghai?
I want to say my favorite agent is ISO, for sure.
Oh gosh.
But that's a take of all
it's
takes.
Not good for team play, so I'm not playing in the officials. But one day I will play. One day I will play.
Aspirational. I like it. Who makes the calls? Are you very vocal about what you want to play in which situation? Is it very player-led, or is that more up to your coach?
It's actually about with Boo. Boo is really good IGL. He's just IGLing every round at the beginnings, and then we are just giving the micro calls in the rounds. Like maybe when enemy did something, when enemy reacts to something, we are just giving another reaction. We are just micro calling it. So that's why we are so good. We are good on it. Like everyone gives calls, everyone saving rounds, everyone is
scroll Bumble.
Yeah, we've seen. Yep, definitely.
I mean, and that's what gets you a space in the grand final here in the
Your first
Emea
grand
region.
final.
Yeah. Are you excited about that?
Like I said, I never win any playoff match in my life in Turkish League. I played 2 seasons in Turkish League and I never win one match in the playoff match. But I won